cats and kittens, or Jose, Yoroshko. Welcome back to the Crisis Corner, specifically C3 Weekly. C3 Weekly, what is C3 Weekly? C3 Weekly is our vlog, or my vlog. I want to always be by myself. This issue, or this episode, I'm flying solo, but I can be with a guest, one of C3's other founders, Alan or Dave, or somebody else entirely. Anyway, it's a vlog, a weekly vlog in which we endeavor to keep you updated on all things Crucial Crisis, whatever we may happen to have going at any particular time. We just want to keep you in the loop, keep you updated, and let you know where we are, what we're doing. That's what C3 Weekly is. This particular episode is going to be featuring an update on Intrepid, which is currently in its second story arc in production. What is Intrepid? Well, Intrepid, as you must know by now, is the flagship title of C3 Comics' Second Wave Universe, which is a brand of comics which includes Intrepid and Shonen Double Feature, which is a separate issue and altogether, but a whole different story. But Intrepid Shonen Double Feature currently will expand as things go along, but not too much. We want to keep this thing tight knit. But that's what that is. So Intrepid is the flagship title of C3 Comics' Second Wave Universe brand of comics, and again is currently in the second story arc, which is Pandoras Cage. So that's the focus of C3 Weekly this week, our third episode. Now, to get you caught up on the story again, Intrepid's first story arc was Heroes and Villains, which was issues 1 through 7, which chronicled the first meeting of Joseph Paxson, Annabella Scaglione, her father Vincent, and Keith Dawson, the four core members of the Intrepid team, how they first met, their first adventures together, that coming together, heroes and villains, and also explored there was some world building of the second wave universe that happened at the same time. Where can you get Intrepid Heroes and Villains? Go to our website at the C3 Comics store. You can go to Indie Planet. Go online, look for indieplanet.com or spinwizcomics.com. Any of those three places, you can get a copy of Intrepid Heroes and Villains chapter 1 through 7. Now, to get you recapped, our story so far, again, Heroes and Villains 1 through 7, how the team met, under what circumstances, and the conspiracy that is currently going on within the second wave universe was fully exposed in issues 1 through 7. At the end of that first story arc, where you would assume the team would be formed, most teams form in the early stages of their comics or whatever, but not so with us. The team actually disbanded, or the leader of the team, Joseph Paxson, left. It's like Paul leaving the Beatles, depending on whose story you listen to. So he left, which left the team in limbo. They accomplished their first mission, the rescue of Nadia Chavez. They saved Nadia Chavez and saved as many lives as they possibly could, although a lot of people got laid waste, but whatever. So they met with success initially, and then the team disbanded. So you figure the series would be over, but no. Enter Pandora's Cage. In issue 8, the first issue of the second story arc, we see not only did Paxson leave, we follow the aftermath of his leaving. Keith Dawson He leaves and goes back to Mexico. Vincent uh, apparently is going to Palermo, Sicily, to take care of some business that has not been disclosed at this time. And this leaves Annabella to mourn the loss of her, what could have been her team, uh, by herself. She's alone at this point. And Paxton is in the wind. He's left. He's off back to the United States and out of the picture. While that's going on, we have Fugitive 212, a fugitive from justice, a fugitive from Guardian, who is on the loose and is heavily pursued by a company of Guardian agents. Upon finding him, he soundly defeats them, obliterates them basically. I'm not saying that he killed them all, but he soundly defeats them and is again into the wind. Who is Fugitive 212? We shall see as the story continues. And to make matters worse, at the end of this chapter, as Guardian is about to redouble their efforts to capture Fugitive 212, they are contacted by an individual who identifies himself as Grigory Rasputin. And Grigory Rasputin issues a declaration of war. End of issue 8. So issue 9, we pick up with said declaration of war. We get the full declaration of war. We catch up with, it explores also catching up with Paxton after he's left the team. And we go into the backstory of how he found himself in the dire straits that he faced in issue 1. How was he captured? How did that actually go down? What are the ramifications of his capture going forward? So initially we have Rasputin's declaration of war, flashback to how Paxton came into his dire straits to begin with, and we catch up with Fugitive 212. And most importantly, we see that these 3 paths, Rasputin, Paxton, and Fugitive 212, are on a collision course, which will basically amplify or ramp up as we go through our second story arc. So that's where we are with the story so far. Now, for the major announcement of the production of issue 9, or the continuing production of the series, is that we have a new artist taking over on issue 9. I say a new artist in a sense he's a new artist, but Luis Arturo Palacios is Arturo Palacios. I'll let him explain his. Yeah, I call him Luis. Cool dude. He did, if you have Heroes and Villains trade paperback, the backup story, A Moment Before Death, was drawn by Luis Palacios. Fantastic artist, dynamic artist. Actually, if you're a fan of C3 Comics and perhaps you followed the 4 series, For Armageddon, written by C3 co-founder Alan Cole and created by Alan Cole and David Welcher, Luis did the art, which I'll display here. He did the art for several issues of 4. And as you can see, he's a dynamic artist, excellent detail, and I'm happy to have him bring that caliber of art to Intrepid. He's hard at work. He's putting in work now on issue 9. We're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to seeing where he carries the series, his interpretation of the characters, which will closely follow what has been established Luis is taking great pains to make sure that he follows the tone that's been established, although Pandora's Cage follows a different tone from Heroes and Villains. Heroes and Villains was a 24, the TV show 24 type paced action series. Pandora's Cage has a different vibe to it. It relates a lot to Heroes and Villains. It fills in some gaps in Heroes and Villains, but the purpose of Pandora's Cage is to open the door to the second wave universe, to not only establish Intrepid as a team, but also establish their, how can I put this? To establish their organizing principle. Why are they a team? What are they up against? What do they need to accomplish? So, Pandora's Cage is, in a sense, much more than just completing the origin story of the Intrepid team. It completes the origin story of the second wave universe as a whole. So that's where we are with the story so far. We know you're going to like what's coming up. I like what's coming up, and I wrote it, so I especially like it, but that's just me. But I think you'll like it. I know you're going to love Luis's art. So we look forward to bringing you issue 9 of Pandora's Cage in the coming month. And also, those of you who supported us in our Kickstarter, your product, your rewards are on the way. Books have been received. We ran into a little trouble with some of the postcards, and we're working that out. But we're looking to ship this, if possible, this week, if not next. But we're going to keep you posted. We're going to keep you updated on where we are with that. So that's it. That's all I got. Again, there's more coming. C3 Weekly, the main thing is we're going to weekly update you on C3 Comics or post something for you to enjoy, some sort of content for you to enjoy. Look forward to getting back at you next week. Until then, stay loose.